guys, what's up? It is Wednesday. I apologize if you hear Joe in the background washing the dishes. Um, I am gonna make it brief because I know I promised you guys a What's Up Wednesday, but it is freezing where I am. My leg is shaking. I am like shivering to the point where my back hurts. It is 20 degrees where I am, and due to the wind factor, it feels like it's 4 degrees. Honestly, though, we are blessed because I keep seeing all the California wildfires right now, and it could be worse where we are for sure. And I am in my house. I don't know how people make it outside in the real world because I am freezing. I keep wondering if something's wrong with our heaters, but Joe says that the thermometer on the wall says that the house is 68. And he's fine. Like, he's literally in boxers and a tank top washing the dishes, but I just cannot get warm today. I say all the time, like, I always think I'm anemic or have like something wrong with my thyroid. I always cold. Like, you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, any of my vlogs, I mention all the time, like, it has to be like 80 out for me to think it's hot. Like, I'll be cold, like, and I mean over 80, obviously. I don't know how people wear shorts when it's like 60s, 70s. Oh no, I don't wear shorts unless it's close to 90. Like, I am always cold. I always have a little sweater with me. I always have a little cardigan with me. I run cold. So the winter is a drag for me. Like, right after Christmas, I just want it to be April. But anyway, we are here to talk more about my college class. So, I was saying how it's going to be a really crazy time for me right now. And the reason is, so if you guys watched, I think it was when I announced that I got this job. So I'm a teacher currently, if you're hopping onto this video and you don't know that. And one of the things about getting this job, the reason why I really had to think about whether I wanted this job or not for quite a while, they gave me quite a while to give them a response. Because they knew it was a big life decision, because it's not that it's just a new job. And that's what I try to explain to a lot of my family. A lot of my new family was like, oh, it's more money, duh, do it. Paid vacations, duh. But because my other job, I got all the school vacations, but they weren't paid. I used to be an ABA therapist. So I specifically worked in an ASD classroom, which is autism spectrum disorder, for people that don't know. And I would help with their goals. A lot of them, they all had IEPs and they had certain goals they had to meet. Some were academic, some were behavioral, some were social, all different types of goals. And I loved the job. It was super rewarding. It's where it got me today. And I had a hard time really leaving that job because I liked it and I was comfortable and all those things. But I also want to change, dealing with behaviors they can get to you sometimes. And I had applied was to be a paraprofessional at the high school in my city, because I worked in a different city. So I figured this way I was closer to home. And with being a paraprofessional, as long as I wasn't in the ASD rooms, I didn't have to deal with behaviors all the time. I mean, ASD is not the only one that has behaviors. Obviously, kids in general just have behaviors. But, it's a different type of behavior. And parents do get paid vacations, actually, at least where I am. I know every state can be different. But they don't get paid summer vacation. That's the catch-all. So they will get paid for the Christmas break and February break and April break. They just don't get paid in the summer. And I was willing to do that. Me and Joe had a conversation. Because my other job, it wasn't paid vacations. Okay, now I'm getting into more things. It wasn't paid vacations, but I could apply for unemployment because I didn't directly work for the school. I was contracted through a third-party company. So because I didn't work directly for the school, it was just at the school, but not for the school. I didn't get paid by the city, if that makes sense. I was able to apply for unemployment. So even though it wasn't my full check, I had some kind of income. But with working with the schools directly, it was not just that I'd get the paid vacations other than summer. It was also better benefits. They pay 75% of the health insurance. It was a lot of things. And again, like I said, closer to home. But being a teacher in Massachusetts, I should say, because not every state is like this. I remember me and Wendy had this conversation because we actually finally met. That's not something I've talked about here on the channel. So I guess it's like a double announcement. I did vlog, but she's not actually in any of the vlogs. It wasn't until I got home and started looking at the footage that I realized I never got video footage with her. I do have a picture with her. Maybe I'll make it part of the thumbnail or put it here, whatever. I'm going to try not to edit too much though because I want to go to bed. and I'm filming this day of at like 8 p.m. I was supposed to film this yesterday, but it's been so cold here that I'm literally getting home and I'm literally showering and going straight to bed. But anyway, the whole point of the video was, so I am now in a master's program, because to be in Massachusetts, to be a teacher master, you have to have a master's. And that was one of the conversations me and Wendy had, because not every state is like that. So that is a big commitment. Can you turn off the TV so the glare's not on my glasses? That is a big commitment. To go back to school for 2 years while having a full-time job, especially this type of job. You guys know teachers bring a lot of their work home. I have to lesson plan. I have to create materials, so many things. I went to school full-time and worked. It wasn't a 40-hour-week job. It was 30, 32, and then eventually it became 40. But I think I started with like 26, and then I kept picking up hours. But it was, it was a cashier job. I clocked in, I clocked out. I didn't think about the job anymore. So it was definitely a big commitment. And one of the things I really loved about the school I am currently at, and I talked about that in that video, was that it is specifically a school designed for full-time teachers. So almost everyone that is in my classes are already teaching, or they're already in the school system. They're either paras that are going to become teachers or something along those lines. So they know we already work in the school system. They know we're already doing the job per se. They know we're already with kids. They know our job's not easy, So they're very understanding. They're super flexible, which is great. And it's one class at a time. And that really, really is what made me sign up for that school. Because other schools, you have to take 2 classes at a time. When I had my bachelor's, it was 4 classes at a time, 4 to 5. It was rough. But the reason, when you go for your bachelor's, they don't assume you work full time. They assume you're just a student. But my 18-year-old self needed a job. I love my parents, and they provided a lot for me, but they could only provide what they had the means to, and they didn't have the means to pay for my college education, or pay for they did help me with some school books, but not every single school book, and I had bills, I had no, I wasn't driving at the time, but I had a cell phone I had to pay for. I even gave my mom rent towards the end of me living there, not when I was in college. They never made me pay when I was in college. But I helped my mom. We're adults, we're living under the same house, and it wasn't much. I'm not trying to say it was a lot, it wasn't. But just those little things add up for sure. And part of me is like, well, the bills that I have, I know I had more. It's not coming to me, but I had to work. I put a lot in savings too, because I wanted to save for my future. So this master's program, 2 classes might seem manageable, but I know how I am, and I struggle to get my bachelor's degree so hard. I kept saying, wow, this is not meant for me. I'm not meant to be in college. I don't have a college brain. I am not that smart. And I struggled. And guys, it showed. My grades were not good. B minuses, C plus. I got some D's even. My GPA was not that great. I was under a 3.0. I was even on academic probation at one point. And so that's why I was really scared to go back for my master's. I wasn't even sure if I would get into a program because my GPA was so low. But I will say towards the end, my GPA balanced out, because towards the end, I actually made it to honors. Not honors, what was it called? There was a word for it. Maybe it is honors. I don't know. It was a while ago. Graduated 10 years ago. But I was shocked. Dean's List. That's what it was. I made it to Dean's List. And it just took me 3 years to figure out how to balance school and work. And by the time I figured it out, I was almost done. I don't know what it is. I just struggle with time management. When I have a lot of things on my plate, I have a really hard time balancing it. So I said, okay, I don't want to do the schools. That's 2 classes. That seems like a lot with this type of full-time job where I'm literally working from home so much. I said, I'm going to do I'm going to pick the college that's only 1 class at a time. So it is 1 class at a time, which is nice, but they're very accelerated. It's 8-week courses. So you take 1 class for 8 weeks, another class for 8 weeks, and another class for 8 weeks, back to back to back. So it's a lot of work in 8 weeks. Like within the 2nd, 3rd week, you already have big papers due, like all this craziness. I already had a paper. Tuesday was my first class. I'm filming this Wednesday. I already had a paper due that I already typed up. And it's not due till Tuesday coming, but I already started it because I am going to be on top of it this time. Because in September, I took a math methods course. It's 8 weeks. So it was September, October, and then the following class was November, December. And that math methods course kicked my butt. Thank God there actually wasn't too much math involved. It was more like how to teach math for special ed students. But I was struggling with the back to school, meaning back to work, I should say. Back to work. I just had a whole summer off. September is really rough for teachers. It takes like a month before I finally feel normal again. That might sound like an exaggeration. Maybe it's something you don't understand until you do it. I am blessed, and I don't want you guys to think I'm not. I am blessed to have the summer. And I work July. There's teachers that don't. I worked the summer school program. So I was only off for 3 weeks. I was only off 3 to 4, 3.5. Our last day was like August 5th, and then we go back the 29th. And you just get out of your routine. You sleep in as much as you want. You wake up when you want. Go to bed when you want. I'm able to cook whenever I want. I don't have to plan meals as much. And it's an adjustment to go back. It truly, and it's not even just the waking up, and I do work July, but July is half days. Friday's off. It's only Monday to Thursday. I'm done at 1 o'clock. It's a lot more social. I don't have to plan as many lessons. They have field trips, and they do a lot of social skills, and they play games, and they do dance parties. So I'm not in teaching brain zone since June. You know what I mean? So even though I work July, it's definitely different vibes. So I go back and it's rough. And I got so behind in that math methods course that the day everything was due, I was on my computer until midnight. I was on my computer doing everything last minute. It was insane. My eyes hurt, my back hurt, my wrists hurt from being on the computer. And then I told myself for the next class, I wasn't going to do that. So then November came, and my plan was to be on top of it. But November was my busiest work month because I had a million IEP meetings the end of October to early to middle November. Literally, I think I had 6 back-to-back IEP meetings. And that might not sound like a lot, but each IEP is 20 to 30 pages long. It's a huge document that I write completely on my own. It is a lot of responsibility. And then there's a whole meeting that's tied to it with a bunch of different individuals. It's a lot. If you don't know what an IEP is, look into it. It is what makes special education different because every kid has an individualized education plan. And I got behind, and it was the same exact thing. The teacher literally emailed me the second to last week of the class, and she said, "You haven't submitted any assignments. Are you okay?" And I emailed her, and I told her, I said, "I'm so sorry. I just got really behind with school." I also got very sick. So if you guys saw the vlogs, I was sick around Halloween. You haven't seen the vlogs yet because they're not up yet. You're going to see it. I got sick around Halloween. I was sick literally until mid-November. Then I finally started to feel better, and then I got sick again. And that's what happens when you work in a public school. You're exposed to a lot of germs. So I met with her, and I said, "I'm so sorry." I was I got so behind. School work has really been kicking my butt. Then I got sick on top of it. So she was like, "I get it. I know life gets." That's why thank God they are as kind as they are. If it was my professors in college, when I was getting my bachelor's degree, it's so different how different the vibes are. And I don't know if it's like that for every master's program. Maybe they're just more understanding because they know you work full time and you're an adult when you go for your master's. Well, more of an adult than when you go for your bachelor's, because normally when you're going for your bachelor's, you're between 18 and 21. Or maybe it's just because they're so flexible because they know our job is so hard. I don't know, but she was so kind, and she was like, "Well, I can give you an incomplete. It would give you an additional 4 weeks to complete the assignments, or if you can get everything into me by next week, just do what you can. Don't stress yourself out. I have the paperwork ready. If you need the incomplete, just let me know." I told her I was going to do the best I could. And thank God with her, I didn't wait till the last day, but I literally waited till the very last week. And there was about 7 or 8 assignments, and I had to do 1 assignment each day. And they took hours, guys. So again, back's hurting, I'm on Trova, my wrist hurting. And I was like, I cannot do this again. And then I got bad news. When that class was over, my advisor reached out to me, and my advisor said, "Hey, Taylor, we screwed up." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they were like, "Well, you only have 2 classes left to take. You're almost done. Yay!" But both those classes are only available for the first term. I think that's what they call them. So that means right now I am taking 2 classes. So it's from January 2nd to February 28th. I have to be on Zoom not once a week, but twice a week. I have to go on Zoom every Tuesday. That is why I couldn't If you watch the vlog, whenever you get to it, there's like no footage from that Tuesday. And then every Thursday. So I am overwhelmed and anxious. And I talked to my professor on Tuesday, and I told her the screw up. And I said, hey, I just want to let you know that AIC really screwed up. And it's only the allure of AIC, which is the school I'm going to, American International College. It's in Springfield, Mass. The allure for AIC for me was that I was going to only work. I mean, not work. I was only going to have one class at a time. And I said, they screwed up and I have two. And she said, oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry. She's like, do not worry about it. Email me, talk to me. Do not worry about it. Just do the best you can. I know life gets busy. I know our job is hard. She was so kind to me. And today at work, I stayed because I focus better there than I do at home. It's something about my environment here. I turn on the TV, I see my comfy bed, I see all my books, I see my kitties. I don't do work here, and I know that about myself. So I stayed at work till 5 o'clock. School was done at 3, and I took 2 hours, and I wrote a 2-page paper. Because the first assignments are always easy. It's towards the end where it gets more difficult. So the end of February is going to be nuts for me. This whole time leading up to the end of February is going to be nuts for me. So if you guys see some missing videos, give me some grace. I'm doing the best I can. I know I owe you a shit ton of vlogs. I am going to do the best I can. I feel awful because I feel like this channel is a back burner right now. And you guys don't know how much I love this channel, how much I love you guys. You guys bring me so much joy every single day. I am doing my best. And if one of you was so kind and you messaged me on Instagram and you said that for someone who is going to, I'm about to cry, for someone who's going to school like you are and working as much as you do, you are doing such a good job. And I appreciate that. I don't know why I'm getting so teary-eyed. I think it's just the stress and the overwhelm, and life's just been crazy lately. There's been things I can't even talk about on camera, with like family members, and the holidays are rough, and I thought a lot about my grandparents. I thought a lot about one of my closest friends who passed away in 2020. You can guess where she passed away from. So it's just been hard. So that's my What's Up Wednesday. That's my announcement. So I cannot wait, because the only good thing is it'll be crazy, but come February 28th, I'm done. Not fully done. So that's why I want to explain a little bit more. So the last requirement for me to get my master's degree is, they call it a practicum. So it involves 300 hours of student teaching. If you're not already teaching, it is unpaid. Thank God for me, because I'm already a teacher due to my emergency waiver, it is paid. So I can do those 300 hours and get paid for them. 150 of them have to be sub-separate, and 150 of them have to be full inclusion. And that's just different types of tiers of special ed. So I currently work with students that are substantially separate. They are in their own classrooms. They're not in gen ed classrooms. They get different materials. Basically, like, if you're in gen ed classes, if you're full inclusion, you're in a gen ed class and you're learning everything that those kids are learning. If they're on Algebra 1, you're learning Algebra 1. They're on trigonometry, you're learning trigonometry. You'll still get accommodations and modifications to learn it. Like, you might get extra time. You might get preferential seating. Things like that. But you're still learning what those gen ed kids are learning. If you're substantially separate, you are not. Your plan is more individualized. So if you could be on double-digit addition, you could be on single-digit addition. You're not learning the typical high school math. It is definitely more based on the individual student and what their capability is. So I work with substantially separate. Those 150 hours, I'll knock out easy peasy. I do 4 hours a day, every day, because I teach 4 classes. The other two periods are preps. I work an 8-hour day. Well, not really. It's actually 7 hours. I can't do math. Technically, yeah, it's 7 hours, but I never get out of 3. Like I said, today I was there till 5. Yesterday I was there till 7. But sorry, it's all the talking now and then the crying. But I have to do 150 full inclusion. So that means I'm going to have to pick up a class and I'm going to lose a prep. So it is going to be rough for me again in September, but I think it'll be manageable. I will figure that out when the time comes. I'm not worried about that. But I am unable to do the practicum from March to May because you need the full 16 weeks to do the 300 hours. You can't do it in 8 weeks. So I'm gonna have a very long break. It's gonna be a little weird, but that's how it worked out for me. So I will be done. If I hadn't been taking both classes, my next class would have been March, April, and then I would have been done in May, basically, and then I would have had a long summer break. And then last summer I picked up a class, so it's like, oh, I was trying to pick up a class to get ahead, and it didn't get me ahead. So I should have just waited. I could have took the summer off, but whatever. The class is done. I got the credits, and because I'm at 15 credits, I actually got a raise in my job, so it happened for a reason. But come February 28th, I will be done until September. And then this channel can get back to posting the way it was before. It makes me sad because the ones that take the longest to edit are the ones that bring me the most joy. Don't get me wrong, I like the hauls. And I love sit-down chatting videos with you guys. But I love the vlogs. I love the outfits of the week. And I know you guys do too. And I am still filming. I want you guys to know that. Outfits of the week, I kind of been slacking. I do have footage for it, though. It's just not every single week. It's been hard, too, because my phone has, not a lot of memory issues because I'm not deleting old footage because it's not going up. But it's sad because the videos I like the most, and even you guys like the most, at least from what I get, what you guys love the vlogs, love the outfits, is the ones that I can't really post because they take a lot more editing. And I'm just having a hard time balancing it all. But I am going to try my best to pump out 3 vlogs for you this week. I really would love the wedding one to go up because I know my friends are dying for that one. Even like my in real life friends, because they're all dying to see the wedding. The bride's dying to see it. The bridesmaids are dying to see it. So I am really going to try to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday be vlogs for you guys. And then from that, school might pick up, and I'm not sure. I might have to take a break again until February. But right now, it's not too crazy yet. So I want to try to pump out at least 3 more vlogs. We shall see. Just keep an eye out. Subscribe. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the patience. And I want to say, too, that one of you sent me a gift for Christmas. It was right here on the side of me. And I want to thank you so much. I don't know if you don't comment on my videos, because I know I watch all YouTubers and I don't comment. Or maybe it's a different name, because the name on the gift, Amazon gift, a tag or whatever you call it, is different. Than I don't notice that name in my comments. But I just want to say thank you so much. You brought me so much joy. Truly, I literally texted all my friends that I go to karaoke with. I was in the group chat, and I was like, oh my God, guys, I got my first, Amazon wishlist subscriber gift. And it was so incredibly kind of you. I truly appreciate that. I know right now, life is so expensive with inflation and groceries. And for you to take your time to go on my Amazon wishlist and buy me something, I appreciate that so much. You have no idea. So this is the shout out to you. I don't know. I would say your name, but I don't know if you don't want your name out there, just because I think your YouTube name is different. So if you comment and say oh, you can share my name, I can give you a separate little comment and I'll pin it so everybody can see it. Or if you want to stay more anonymous, that's totally fine too. But thank you so much. You meant so much to me, truly. You guys all do, truly. You have no idea the joy that this channel has brought me in the 4 years that I have done it. I always felt really alone. I always felt like I didn't have a lot of friends. And 2020 was a rough year. For obvious reasons. On top of what I just told you, I lost a really close friend. So that's when I started this channel, and it brought me so much joy, and it brought me so much companionship, and it's brought me so many people that I love, like Wendy and Charmaine. And now I do have more in real life friends. This 2024 was the year of making friends for me. And it's been incredible. And you guys are not forgotten. I just really need to get through this master's program, but I wanted to pop on and let you guys know what's going on. What was supposed to be short and sweet, and then it being a 25-minute video. All right, now I gotta go shower and go to bed, because tomorrow is gonna be a crazy day. I got work, school, karaoke, because Thursday is our favorite day. I will never skip that. So the next 8 weeks are gonna be rough, but we're gonna figure it out, because YOLO, you only live once. All right, guys. Be safe.